You know, if Shahid Kapoor's character pulled the exact same stunt that Rashmika Mandanna's character pulls in this film, there would be an absolute meltdown. Think about it. There would be a hell of lot of controversy, the internet would be on fire, and every feminist would be on the mic shouting to ban the film. But because it's a female character pulling these incredibly toxic strings, absolute silence, crickets, no one bats an eye. It's praised as complex. Alright boys, welcome back to the channel. Grab your popcorn because here we go again. Bollywood has just dropped another unnecessary spiritual sequel on our heads and we need to talk about it. Do you guys actually remember the first Cocktail? Because honestly, I don't. Let's be real for a second. It wasn't some cinematic masterpiece or a path-breaking film that changed Indian cinema forever. There is no historical before and after Cocktail era in Bollywood. It was just a decent glossy movie that people watched, hummed the songs for a month and then completely forgot about. So my biggest question going into the theatre was, what was the dire need for this spiritual sequel? Who was sitting in a producer's office asking for Cocktail 2? And more importantly, is this new movie a path-breaking cinematic achievement? Absolutely not. So what exactly is it? Well, to be brutally honest, the entire first half of the film feels less like a movie and more like a high-budget travel ad. It's basically a 2-hour Sicily tourism promo, but you know what? That isn't necessarily a bad thing. I'll admit it, I actually really enjoyed the first half. It gave me heavy Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara vibes. Sitting in the dark theatre watching Cocktail 2 made me realize just how much I genuinely miss these kinds of films. You know, the ones where stupidly good-looking actors are just on vacation having the time of their lives without a care in the world. Watching the stunning coastlines of Sicily and the gorgeous people lounging by the Mediterranean Sea, I mean, who doesn't want an Italian vacation right now? Sicily is shot like an absolute dream. Watching Kriti Sanon and Shahid Kapoor driving a vintage convertible through some of the most beautiful locations on planet Earth is basically like watching heaven on screen. The whole first half is packed with amazing banger shots. You've got Kriti Sanon looking absolutely stunning in a bikini. If that's your vibe, you won't be complaining. The locations are breathtaking and the music is legitimately superb. Honestly, Bollywood music has been lacking lately, but the tracks here hit hard. Mama Masuka is easily my favorite. It's going straight to my driving playlist. There was a point during the first half where I had a genuine epiphany. Bollywood at its core is a musical industry. A Bollywood film feels totally incomplete without that musical energy. So it made me wonder, why does no director ever dare to just make a whole film like the first half of this movie? I'm dead serious. Just strip away the messy story, drop the melodrama and give us 2.5 hours of pure unadulterated fun in Sicily. Just hot people drinking, dancing, flirting and living their best lives. That would have been so much better. First of all, it would completely subvert the audience's expectations. Imagine a film that openly admits it has no plot. Cocktail 2 already doesn't have a solid story, but the problem is that it pretends to have one. What I'm asking for is to drop the pretense. Just give us pure glamour, great music and good vibes for the entire runtime. That would at least be something wildly different from the regular recycled slop we are getting shoved down our throats every Friday. Stop being pretentious and just embrace the fun. Let's talk about the acting, starting with the absolute highlight, Kriti Sanon. Kriti completely nailed this performance. She literally carries the film on her shoulders, not just through her glamorous bikini shots, but through a genuinely impressive emotional range. I really loved what she brought to the screen. Her character is carefree, unapologetic, and completely full of life. She represents that ultimate kind of freedom that every single one of us secretly wants. That's the dream, right? That's the exact hope and escapism that cinema is supposed to sell us. Yes, her character is somewhat unrealistic and written like a male fantasy at times, but hey, that's Bollywood for you. Then unfortunately, we have Shahid Kapoor's character. Look, I hate how modern cinema portrays man, and this movie is a prime example. His character is just not man enough. He has absolutely no backbone. He doesn't take a stand for himself. He does whatever his girlfriend says. He has no individual opinions and no personal beliefs. He's just a guy existing purely in his girlfriend's shadow. He wears what she wants him to wear. He agrees to marry only when she decides she's ready. And after the incredibly toxic thing she does to him in this movie, he still forgives her. Basically, they reduced a phenomenal actor like Shahid Kapoor into playing a lapdog. According to modern Bollywood, Men apparently have no personality outside of revolving their entire existence around a girl. It's frustrating, and the worst part is that nobody's talking about this trope. Which brings us to Rashmika. Now her facial expressions are solid, I'll give her that. But her Hindi accent is severely lacking. It pulls you right out of the film. She mispronounces so many words that it gets distracting. But the biggest issue isn't her acting, it's her highly problematic character. Get this, she has been in a committed relationship with Shahid's character for 15 years. After a decade and a half, she suddenly decides she needs to know if the guy actually loves her or not. 15 years, and the guy has never given her a single reason to doubt him. So what does she do? She asks her incredibly hot friend played by Kriti Sanon to actively seduce him just to check his loyalty. Are you kidding me? Who does this? And of course, Kriti actually falls for him. So by the climax of the film, we are treated to this ridiculous cat fight over who gets to keep the guy. And here's the kicker. Even at the very end, Rashmika's character tells him he can go with Kriti because she understands my foot. She still hasn't taken an ounce of accountability or said a single word apologizing for the fact that she set a honey trap for her boyfriend of 15 years. She still tries to take the moral high ground. What kind of a pathetic toxic character is this? And the cherry on top is that the lapdog boyfriend still forgives her and marries her anyway. Like I said, no opinion, no stand, and no fucking self-respect. Also, whoever wrote the dialogue for this film needs to be fired. There is an entire dramatic monologue where they compare a complex human relationship to a torn t-shirt and an old Almira. I was cringing so hard in my seat, it is unbelievably silly. And finally, we have to talk about Shahid Kapoor's makeup. What was going on here? Shahid is a great looking guy, but in this film his styling was incredibly weird. I don't know what the makeup department was thinking with that excessively artificially tanned body and those dark black lips. It honestly looked like he had chain smoked 100 cigarettes right before the director yelled action. It was highly distracting. Rashmika on the other hand was styled well and looked very cute. Okay, it's got some great visuals, it serves as a brilliant travel ad for Italy, it has some banger music and genuinely great performance by Kriti Sanon. Shahid does what he can with a horribly written character and Rashmika is barely given a chance to shine beneath her character's toxic traits. Cocktail 2 is strictly a one-time watch and only if you have absolutely nothing else to do this weekend. Honestly, I would recommend you skip the theatre and go watch The Furious instead if you're craving a banger action film. And if you specifically want a rom-com, just stay home and stream any of the classic older Bollywood rom-coms on OTT. To be totally honest with you guys, Cocktail 2 is just not worth the hassle or your hard-earned money. Alright guys, that was the review. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Let me know your thoughts on this whole testing your partner trope down in the comments. If you like the video, please do me a favor, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit that like button. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in the next one. Bye.